Washington quarterback Jacob Eason leaving to enter the NFL draft. He's a top 5 NFL prospect at the position, according to ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. He announced the move on Thursday. Going to forego his senior season, enter the draft. Kiper's got him listed as the number 4 quarterback in the 2020 draft class. I'm not as sold on Eason. I think he and Herbert are fairly comparable. Maybe some neck-up questions. How are they going to perform in the NFL? The physical ability is certainly not a question.
I think sometimes the hardest evaluations in NFL quarterback prospects are the guys that are not good enough to be first-round picks or clear-cut, obvious first-round picks, but slide right into the second round. Because you say to yourself, all right, a top 65 pick in the NFL draft at any other position is considered, in many cases, a day one starter. Yet as a quarterback, that player could wind up being a career backup, or it could wind up being a 15-year starter at the most important position in the sport. So really interesting evaluation ahead. And I think he's one of these players, and certainly you guys can probably speak to this even more given your college football knowledge. He's a guy that the pre-draft process could boost his stock substantially, or he could go the other way.
But see, you're talking about first-round draft choices, too, as quarterbacks to me. They could turn out to be great, and they could turn out to be a bust. I'm against drafting a quarterback in the first half of the first round anyway.
Ooh, interesting.
Just because if you look at the Pro Bowls and go back and look at the Super Bowls from the last dozen years, and only count Brady once, only count the Mannings once, right? Just once, you have about as good a chance as finding your Super Bowl quarterback who will start in the Super Bowl for you. If you take him in the first half of the first round, or if you take him in the back half, or not in the first round at all. And so, a guy like Jacob Eason reminds me a lot of Jake Locker, former Washington quarterback, where he's big and powerful. The thing about Eason is that there are times when he is phenomenal and times when he disappears. And I'll give you 2 words that worry me: Mitch Trubisky.
Why does that worry you?
Chicago as well, yeah.
Right, because Trubisky is the same way. And in college, he was a lot like that at North Carolina, where there were times when he was just gone in big moments. It's like they played with 10 guys. Not that he played poorly. It's just it's like he wasn't there at times.
Yeah.
And I see that with Eason as well. And so would I take him in the first round? No.
Eason was the guy who really started it all at Georgia, started the transferring, left for Washington because Fromm was doing well, and Justin Fields comes in and says, hey, let me give this a shot. Then he goes to Ohio State.
All 3 guys who will eventually be really interesting NFL quarterback evaluations.
It's going to be fun to watch how they are evaluated.
Hey, thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more scores, highlights, and analysis, you can download the ESPN app. You've got the ESPN app, right?
Honestly, on Saturdays for college football fans, if you don't have the ESPN app, that's the lifeline for every college football fan. So you have to have that. The live streaming now, ESPN Plus. To me, it's the only way to go.
ESPN Plus was key for me recently. Got to get ESPN Plus. Arkansas State, Troy, down to the wire.
Loving it.
Superdog winner. Thanks to ESPN Plus.